Hello there and welcome to this part of our music lesson. I've really enjoyed looking at your project so far on romantic composers, and now that we know that we're going to be back at school next week, there's a slight change of plan with the project, and that is that after you finish the projects today, each seesaw page will be put into a big PowerPoint presentation, one per class. And so as a class together, we'll be able to learn about all the romantic great composers.
Whoa!
So when you work on your project today, you've got to work on it bearing in mind that it will be shown to the whole class on a PowerPoint presentation. So you've got to make sure it looks really, really good and all the text is legible and that it only has really, really interesting stuff on there and no bits of text floating around which shouldn't be. So I've made a project about the romantic composer Alexander Borodin, who wasn't on my randomizer last week. And I made lots and lots of mistakes, or I've done things wrong in lots and lots of little ways. And I'm going to take you through that, correcting it as I go. And I wonder if you can spot in your own work any of the mistakes that I've made. Let's see.
Here is my project, and this is the title page, and it doesn't look that bad, but if I put this on a PowerPoint, there'd be a lot of white space everywhere. So I want to drag this so it can fill the whole screen, and that'll look a lot better. Okay, so on to the next page. Oh dear, your template page 2, that doesn't need to be there. Okay, that's not interesting. That's helpful for when you're working, so you know what you're working on, but when you've finished, that shouldn't be there, so you can delete that. Also, it's all out of order, isn't it? So we want fact file, and that needs to be nice and big at the top because that's the name of what the page is about. And then all the other stuff needs to go in order. Okay, now you need to have some colons in here because otherwise it doesn't make sense. Or you could put this in a separate box if you wanted. But you need to have some colons if they're in the same box because otherwise it really looks messy. Where did he, she live? I think we know that Borodin is a man, so we can delete she. That looks better. Okay, number of pieces written. I can't find that, sorry. If you can't find out, then delete the box because it'll look bad on the PowerPoint to have I can't find that, sorry, written there. Okay, it might be that it is impossible to find out, so that's not the problem. It's how it looks. So just delete that. Or, if you want to find out, roughly, you could search for list of pieces by Borodin. And here is a big long list. And I'm not asking you to count every one, but you can just estimate, and I'm going to estimate 50 plus. There we go. So that looks a bit better now. It could do with a picture and being laid out a bit more nicely, but I would say that this is acceptable. On to the next. Oh dear. Look at that, what a mess. This is just obviously copied and pasted in, which isn't great. There's no way, which I've read all this. I didn't read all of it. I just copied and pasted it in, so we don't want that. So you've got to read and you've got to find some interesting facts or stories yourself and type them in a nice size that is readable. So I found out, for instance, that Borodin was also a professional chemist before becoming a composer, which I thought was quite interesting. Not often you would have two careers like that, and I'm sure you have time to find out more than one fact, but that is much better. And this doesn't need to be here in the end. So it can just be like that, maybe with a picture. On to our chosen piece. So there are some issues here as well. Maybe this could be a bit bigger. Or you could just get rid of chosen piece because it's kind of obvious. So the piece is Polotzian Dancers. I've put here question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. If you don't know or you really can't find out, you can just delete it because it's better than having a load of question marks on. But a bit of research will tell you, and quite a few of you didn't realise that your piece was part of the bigger piece, and this particular piece it's part of an opera called Prince Igor. So there you go. Now some of you are struggling how to put a link in. You just go over here to the three dots, a link. You copy and paste that URL in here, and there it is. There is our YouTube link. So I can delete that now. So delete everything that is just there to help you, like link here or page 1, page 2, page 3. Okay, instruments. If there are loads and loads of instruments, I'm not asking you to write every single one. But also, if you write just violin and trombone, it sounds like it's just for a violin and trombone. And this piece is for a whole orchestra. So just write full orchestra. So I think that is much more of an accurate description. Then, why I like it because it is good. That's not an answer, is it? You've got to have a better reason. I like it, at least, let's say, I like it because I like the melody. And that's something about it. And then on this one, if you have got some answers to this, then you can just put them there in a box. This box can disappear. If you don't have any answers, this box can disappear as well. And then it'll help it look a lot neater. So this page looks a bit better now. I'm sure you can get it looking great.
I wonder if you made any of the same mistakes that I did, and now you can put them right this week. So I've deliberately not added a template to this task because you're going to be continuing your work on the template from last week's task, which should still be saved as a draft. But I hope this video helps you in your project, and I'll see you soon. Bye!